I've always grown hydrangeas in my garden, and it was the flower that my youngest daughter chose to carry for her wedding bouquet. I have a new technique I want to show you with using the pan pastels on the hydrangeas. So I'm starting with using an ivory or a cream colored paper so we can get the effect. But if you don't want to do this, you're certainly welcome to cut the pieces out of your favorite color, the blues, the pinks that the hydrangeas come in. This is called the mop head hydrangea because it resembles a pom-pom. There's also a lace cap that I haven't done, but we'll do this one. It's a beautiful flower. I'm starting with a 1.5 styrofoam ball that I've cut in half, and I'm even going to flatten it a little bit so it doesn't raise up too much. Then I've cut a circle using one of the framelits that's a little bit bigger that will wrap up around over that. And the way you get that covered and why you have to do it is because the styrofoam absorbs glue like crazy. So besides not wanting to have that white showing through, I want actually the green that you see of the stems holding up the flowers. I use this to cover it with the green. Now you can use green tissue paper. I happen to find some dark green mulberry paper. It's a handmade paper, but it's pliable, so it's easy to form. I'm going to put some glue and place it over the top, and then I'm going to glue around the edge so I can wrap the paper, the handmade paper around it. Like I said, tissue paper works just as well. You just need something that's going to cover this ball and give you a base to build your flowers on. So see, if I let that set like that, you've got a nice base to put your flowers. So let's talk about the flowers that make this up. There's 2 different sizes in the packaging, and we are going to use the loop tool. So if you place the loop tool down and press down, you see how it cups up. I'm going to turn it around, and again from the outer edge towards that center, I'm going to press up. Now it comes with the 2 sizes. Here's your little smaller one, and I'm going to do the same thing. Spin it around there and press down. Now then take the small ball stylus that comes in the toolkit, and you want to press down to cup it up. Now I've already started filling this one, but it's just this easy. You're going to take the larger one and dip it in some glue, and I'm going to add it right on a spot there. You can tap it a little bit with the point of your tweezer, and then take the smaller piece and you're going to cross it over. And there you've got the flower. And you're going to go ahead and fill this all around as I've done this one here. This leaf does have veining and stem lines. So we're going to add that stem line down the center on the wrong side, flip it over and bend it. We're going to take a little bit of the green pan pastel here, I'll show you here, and right across the top. Now if you take your leaf and bend it back up again, and we can use the tweezers from the toolkit there and pinch around the end, we'll just take that medium ball and you get a nice bend on the edge. And that's what I've done with all of these. Now I've also, need to add some vein lines before we add that bend. So let's go back and add vein lines to it on either side, because they do have very distinctive vein lines. So again, I'll pinch that and bend it up again. And there you go. So I've got a little square here to show you. We're going to add a little dab of glue. I'm going to set my flower in place. Take and tuck the leaves underneath before I add the coloring. And this, as it dries, it sets in place. A lot of times on my projects like this one, I would have put the ball down and tucked the leaves in, and then I bring the flowers down over the leaves so they cascade around if you want. So you can do that too. So let me show you a new technique I've come up with using my Pan Pastel set number 2. Here's some beautiful blues that come in there. And I've merely gone to the craft store and bought some soft brushes, because as you know, the palette knife comes with the Pan Pastels. So I'm going to take, and I want to start with the lighter color. And if you know anything about these, they shade, as hydrangeas get older, they lose a little bit of their color. So I'm going to start with this lighter green color, and I'm going to pounce using the soft brush that gives me shading onto here. Instead of having to color each one of those petals individually, I can now get that color by pouncing with soft brushes. So I've added a little bit of the green. I've got a beautiful turquoisey color here too that I'm going to start pouncing on. You can blow it and pounce, but the color goes into it as if you were using the palette knife, but you're adding that color and that shading that you want for natural colors. Here's a lighter blue that I might put maybe to the sides here and color. It's not such a bad idea to leave some of the cream color because it does highlight the flowers nicely. And I'm just going to go all over it. I might even add some of this really darker blue here to the top part, because that's where the strongest color would be on your flowers anyway. But I don't stop there. I've also, you know, the paper pens came out and they have an applicator. Let me show you. That comes with it. In the second set was this needle nose applicator, and what you can get is the tiniest of dots coming out. If you can see how tiny that is. And yes, I do add a dot to each one of these. I go back and just start adding the dots in the center. Now, if you don't have the tip or don't want to take the time, you can also take a toothpick, and I've done a little puddle here, and I have done it where you can take and dot the center. It's not as dramatic, and it's a little longer to do. I like the needle nose point that comes with it, but you can go back and add those little dots to each one in the center. Now, hydrangeas are easy to grow and easy to make, so have fun with them.